Hi everyone, welcome back to the Chance at Life podcast with your host, Crystal Lee. It's me, Crystal Lee, and welcome. Today's episode topic is all about success. We're going to be discussing why it's so difficult for a lot of people to feel successful in their life and ways to self-reflect to get to the feeling of success that is important to you to feel, detailed to you, that is identified for you personally to feel. So without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack. If you are driving, drive carefully, and let's get into it. Now, at some point in our life, we have been told that success looks different for everyone. And although that phrase is said to make people feel better about whatever phase they are in life, it's not necessarily true. Success for the initial part of our life has been defined for us. Therefore, success looks similar when you looked at everyone else's life comparing it to yours. From kindergarten to high school, even to university or college, we are told what success should look like, and we aim for that goalpost, for that image of success. Moving on to a new grade, getting the best grade in the class, doing well in an exam or project, winning the championship game, getting an award at the award ceremony, or graduating. Those were always predefined visions of success for us, and was very easy for us to follow and to look at and figure out, am I successful? Do I feel successful? So on and so forth. And admittedly, some of those things are not easy for everyone to get to, so that can be a struggle with that predetermined or predefined meaning of success. But we are used to success being materialized, easily verbalized, and easy to acknowledge in those phases of our life. After those moments, after those predefined phases in our lives, a lot of people move on to having careers. And in those careers, there are other subtle definitions of success and to gauge where you're at in your life still in a career, such as moving up to a higher position or a pay increase or acknowledgement from a company. But if I'm being completely honest, when I was in the corporate world, it was still hard to figure out if you're going to get those things based on the work that you did. And that is a story for another time, because girl, it can be hard. So essentially, almost in every phase after those initial phases, it's really difficult to gauge success and to feel successful in your life. In addition to that, we are given a timeline in which we are going to receive it, which brings us to the next reason why we don't feel successful, which is the idea of time. So not only is success predefined for us, we know the time in which we'll get to those definitions of success and we'll feel success. But after high school or college, the path to success is for us to carve, is for us to craft, but we haven't been taught to do that ourselves. We have not had the practice of carving our own or creating our own version of success. We have not been taught about the wait in or the exploration of the unknown. We've only been conditioned to endure what is until we feel that defined version of success. It's easier to feel success or to get to success when you know the amount of time you have to wait or the amount of time you have to endure until you get there. When we are in our adult lives, we have to build up a threshold for that wait. We have to build up a threshold for waiting in the unknown. And the beginning stages of waiting in the unknown can be very difficult. Difficult in the way of feeling lost or feeling stuck or feeling like a failure because a lot of time has passed and you haven't felt that ever so lovely feeling of being successful or fulfilled. I do want to mention also, when we get into our adult lives, there are still predefined versions of success by way of marriage, kids, owning a home, getting that promotion at work, or even retirement. Although these define points of success in adulthood, it is not always a goal for other people to have those things. And even those things come with a timeline too. As soon as you get married, when you're having kids, when you have a kid, when's another kid? Oh, you got promoted, how much longer till you get promoted again? So on and so forth. And although there are shared experiences like the ones that we had from kindergarten to high school or college, they're not shared experiences or desires for everyone. Which brings me to my third point, and the reason why we don't feel success is because our success at the beginning of our life has not only been defined and pre-timelined, it has also been a shared experience or a shared celebration. It is so much easier to feel successful when you have people by your side experiencing the same thing you are and celebrating with you. When we hit our adult lives, our success goes from communal to very individual, and the consistent praise for our growth is essentially obsolete. And of course, if you have a community of people who aren't doing what you're doing, but who can still celebrate with you in your personal successes, that's still good. However, the celebration is communal, but the experience is still individual. It is so much easier when somebody is experiencing something that you are on your path, because you can share the roadblocks, you can share the breakthroughs, and it's felt communally. When you are carving out your own individual life path as an adult and trying to get to a feeling of success, whatever that means for you, you may have to guide yourself, and that is where the feeling of being stuck or the feeling of being lost or like a failure can definitely sink in. And I know all this sounds so like, all right, girl, we get it. Like, this shit depressing. How, what is the point? Like, with all that, then what is the point of this? And I know those 3 reasons sound like 3 reasons why you should never do anything ever again at all at any point in your life. But let's take it back for a little bit, and talk through some self-reflection when it comes to success. The feeling of success as an adult is the byproduct of you consistently doing things that make you happy, bring you fulfillment, and excite you. And even that being said, you have to realize what actually excites you, makes you happy, and brings fulfillment. And if you don't know what any of that is, because again, you've been told what it should be, it requires you to consistently practice and find the things that make you happy, make you feel fulfilled, and excite you. It is a practice to build up a threshold for success, to build up a new threshold for success. And what I mean by that is going on adventures. As hard as it is, your adult life is a practice in tapping into your childlike imagination, because you get to carve your new path, you get to carve your life, you get to create one step at a time this new life that you want to create, or build upon the life that you had. For example, when I was younger, whether that be in elementary school, middle school, or high school, I would always capture pictures and film of people randomly. I know that's like really bad, but I would do it, and I would like to put them all together in a little video collage or a picture collage and put music to it, and I make a story telling, like, and I'll make a story with the music, video, and pictures. What do I do now that brings me fulfillment? I do this. I do YouTube. I do vlogs. I do storytelling, or like documentary stuff like that. Like, I went back to some things that brought me fulfillment when I was younger that help me now. And those things weren't a predefined version of success. It was just me being creative. So a way that you can build up a threshold for success, for making you happy, bringing you fulfillment, or exciting you, is to go back to things that you used to be happy about before, that used to bring you joy before. Or you can go the complete opposite way and picking up a new hobby or a new interest that turns into fulfillment or joy or very much excitement. It's doing stuff like that often that help you build up momentum to curating your own life path to success or to feeling successful. Because when you take the first step into trying new things or even trying old things that fulfilled you, it helps you imagine the steps going forward. All that to say, even though we weren't conditioned to be as creative as possible with our life, our adult life is a chance for us to actually step into that creative, alchemic realm and start literally putting the pieces of our life together ourselves. And that process requires you to trust yourself, which again isn't something that we've been conditioned to do. We've been conditioned to trust others and others' view of success. And the great thing about you creating your own version of success and you creating that goalpost is you can move it, take it away, recreate it, start over when you see fit. And when it comes to trusting yourself, we can't control the delays or the unforeseen obstacles in our own path. However, we can choose to keep going, or we can choose to take a break and build back up momentum. And when it comes to the communal part of that, when you are consistently going towards things that pique your interest or excites you or brings fulfillment, you'll find people on that path that are just like you, that are doing the same thing as you and can help you with roadblocks or just help you with celebration and motivating you to go forward. You're not always going to be alone and in your individual path. There are so many people out there. There are billions of people out there who potentially could be doing the same thing that you're doing, but you'll never know if you don't start doing that thing. You'll never know who's on that other side. So that communal part of success will still be there. You'll still have people celebrating you, pushing you, and experiencing the same things that you're doing. You just got to find them. And when you are on your path and you're doing your damn thing, they'll just appear. Trust me, I've been there. There are times where I felt so alone, and then all of a sudden I found somebody who just felt just as alone as I did in the path that I'm on as well. And again, yes, we're individual. There's going to be things that each of us go through that we cannot experience together. But when it comes to our purpose, going towards our own carved path of success or our own life purpose, There are people out there who are wanting to do the same thing that you're doing, and you'll find them. So if you don't know, what I'm trying to say is success is what you make it. And it is so important for you to take out the other people's perception of what success should mean for you. We're done with that phase. We're out of that phase of success being predefined for us. It's time for us to take the reins and do it ourselves. And it will be scary at the beginning. It's going to be scary all the time when you're starting something new. But have the courage and have the bravery to keep going and see it through. Why did that rhyme? I'm so good at this. It is giving yourself the time and the patience to wait in the unknown, to endure in the unknown until you feel that perfect feeling of fulfillment, happiness, and excitement. So I want to leave you with a reflective question that you can either journal on or just contemplate about while you're going throughout your day, month, year, life. And the question is this: when it comes to what you see yourself doing now, when you have sat down and actually carved a path, you have a vision of what success looks like and feels like for you. If you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you will reach that image, that feeling of success for you, then why would you allow the uncontrollable obstacles and delays to make you think otherwise? I love you and I'm grateful for you. And I will see you or talk to you in the next episode. Bye.